As billionaire Elon Musk keeps putting so much of his attention on his newly owned social media, Twitter, it seems he is serious about getting back the whopping $44 billion he spent to acquire Twitter, which is why he wishes to give a break to SpaceX and the Raptor engine to make Twitter one of his major sources of income. That is also why he suddenly handed over SpaceX directories to the president and Ku Gwyn Shotwell and Vice President Mark Junkos to see through the operation and progress of the Starship program as Elon Musk shifts his attention from the Starship to Twitter. How will Elon's recent decision impact the Starship program? And is Twitter now more important than Elon's dream, which he has been working on for over a decade? Will money be one of the factors that will deter Elon's intention for humans to colonize the moon and Mars? Let's find out in today's interesting episode. Oh, money, there is nothing the power of money cannot do. Imagine an already made billionaire like Elon Musk shifting his energy and daily routine from SpaceX to make billions of dollars monthly from Twitter even while he sleeps. We are not saying that Elon Musk has lost interest in his Mars project, but his hunger for money and Twitter social media control is on another level. Remember when Elon Musk said that Twitter will charge $8 or £7 per month for users who want a blue tick next to their name indicating a verified account. Mr. Musk said it was essential to defeat spam and scams as part of the changes made following a $44 billion takeover of the social media platform. According to critics, a blue tick symbol next to a username, usually reserved for high-profile figures, will no longer be free as part of a move to make it more difficult to identify fake accounts. Musk also stated that paid users would receive priority in replies and searches, and half as many advertisements. To the people, blue for $8 divided by month, the billionaire said on Twitter, criticizing the old method of blue tick verification as a lords and peasants system. However, New Wexler, who formerly served as Twitter's head of global policy communications, expressed concern that implementing a fee for blue ticks might make it more difficult to identify false information. It makes every effort to ensure that the social media platform stands out from the crowd. What about sending the Starship to the moon and establishing a colony on Mars? Elon decided to go play with his new social media toy while he waited out the long delays that were caused by the fact that Starship operations had to move into the slow and boring pace to ensure that no RUDs occurred, and also so that problems with the Raptor 2 could be resolved. Elon decided to delegate the management of the Starship to Shotwell because she is good at maintaining an organized and steady approach. As Elon's most trusted executive, Mrs. Shotwell has been given the title Hand of the King. She will be in charge of SpaceX, while Elon focuses on transforming Twitter into a public square where current events can be discussed. Twitter should be more integrated into people's everyday lives. People started using PayPal, and they continue to use it today. There needs to be an incentive for Twitter to evolve into something comparable to WeChat. Amazon Prime is proving to be quite successful for the company. It is dependent on the value that can be obtained. Some people believe that eliminating bots has been unsuccessful because there have recently been fake accounts. On the other hand, the individual who created the fake account will still be responsible for paying the disputed amount of $8. How many $8 accounts become not worth the effort, and if integrated into a cell phone account, it may become a costly violation of the contract and a mark on their credit report. Moreover, the question boils down to one of reward versus danger. However, while there will always be people gaming, there is also the possibility of becoming a victim of gaming. It is important to remember that Tesla offered rewards to customers who hacked their vehicles to improve them. This is not the first time Elon Musk has left his already founded companies to start another, but he has to make something out of Twitter for the world to see, just like he did to PayPal, Tesla, and the Starlink project. Many people won't believe that someone would leave a groundbreaking electric vehicle company and an incredibly innovative aerospace company to work for a social media company. But not everyone will blink an eye to do it, considering Musk's investment. And he might think that SpaceX and Tesla are in good hands now. In Elon's words, Twitter seems to be in a dangerous situation after he bought it for $44 billion, which was a lot more than it was worth, leaving the billionaire in debt. Existing advertisers have been scared off by threats of big changes. This has cut the company's already unstable revenue. Musk himself admitted on November 10th that the company is losing billions of dollars annually and could go bankrupt if it plans to charge for a verification badge. This service was, in theory, free before. The question is, will it work out well? At the same time, poorly planned layoffs that affected half of Twitter's staff seem to have hurt the company's technical know-how, caused many senior employees and executives to leave, and caught the attention of the U.S. Federal Trade Commission. If Musk wants Twitter to stay alive, let alone grow, he will have to spend most of his time on the social media app for the foreseeable future. This means he will have to take some time off from his regular work at SpaceX and Tesla. Gwynne Shotwell is the second longest serving executive at Tesla after Elon Musk, and Musk has deemed her to take over from him. She is often seen as the adult in the room because she brings stability that bridges the gap between the CEO's chaotic and whiplash-inducing management style. SpaceX hired her in 2002, and the company wouldn't have made it if she hadn't been so good at selling that NASA invested billions of dollars in the company in 2008. But NASA eventually took that bet when SpaceX needed it the most, and Shotwell went on to help secure several $billion in launch contracts from every possible sector. After navigating NASA's first major SpaceX contract in 2008, she became president in coup and still holds both positions 14 years later. Shotwell was already in charge of Starbase operations as chief operating officer. It's possible that her day-to-day work was primarily focused on SpaceX's Dragon, Falcon, and Starlink programs, but it would be nearly impossible for a coup with her reputation to ignore a program that likely accounts for half or more of SpaceX's R and D spending. More importantly, according to CEO Elon Musk, Starship is the future of all SpaceX programs. If successful, the fully reusable rocket will be capable of launching at least 5 times the payload of SpaceX's workhorse Falcon 9 rocket for even less than the smaller rocket's already exceptional marginal cost of around $15 million. With ultra-low launch costs and orbital refueling, Starship could become the most high-performance rocket in history, outperforming multi-billion-dollar single-use behemoths like Saturn V and SLS for less than the $70 million price tag of Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy today. With enough experience and refinement, that combination of low-cost launches and dependable refueling could eventually allow SpaceX to achieve its ultimate goal of establishing a self-sustaining human presence on Mars. In the short term, Musk has previously stated that SpaceX could go bankrupt if Starship is still being prepared to begin launching the next generation of Starlink internet satellites soon, without which the constellation appears to be a financial liability. While the CEO almost certainly exaggerates the severity of the situation, it still emphasizes the importance of Starship in ensuring the long-term survival of all of SpaceX's programs. In April 2021, NASA gave SpaceX a $2.9 billion contract to develop Starship and make a version of the rocket's upper stage that can land astronauts and cargo on the moon. This meant that NASA was now a full supporter of Starship. So, it doesn't come as a big surprise that Musk would ask Shotwell, SpaceX's biggest gun, to run the program while he's away, since Shotwell has already created a strong bond between NASA and SpaceX. And it needs to be clarified if that means she will hand over the day-to-day operations of other major SpaceX programs to people who work directly for her, or if the new position means she will be in charge of more than just Starbase and Starship. It don't just ends there. Another rocket guru, Mark Juncosa, a SpaceX executive, took over technical leadership of the Starship program in the summer of 2022. Juncosa is a bold, unconventional engineer who has led the Starlink program successfully since Musk fired several executives in 2018. Executives Joe Pedizelka and Bill Riley, who used to do that job on their own, will now answer to Juncosa, who will finally answer to Shotwell. Shyamlal Patel, the senior director of Starship operations, is leaving the site to move to the company's facilities in Cape Canaveral. He worked on the next generation rocket in Texas for more than 2 years. Patel used to work at the Cape, but after getting promoted, he moved to Starbase. Is it a good idea for Musk to move onto Twitter? And how do you think he will be able to regulate all the crazy stuff going on Twitter? He'd better focus since SpaceX Starship 120 meters rocket is finally full stack. And they've already tested the 33 engines for launch. Want to know more? Just click on the video.